I think one of the biggest questions I had to ask myself when I kind of start this wealth building conversation in my mind, or even trying to get really tactical about it, was I need to be really clear about why I even wanted to make money, right? Like, it sounds like a really simple question because I think a lot of people watching this will just be like, well, obviously, dumbass, I need to make money so I can pay my bills.
Adam had said specifically, he's like, look, your financial intelligence is far less important than your habits around money. One of the things that I implemented almost immediately was just an actual budget, which sounds really like mundane. And every time anybody talks about finances, like that's the first thing they tell you to do. And it's also super true, is I found $500 a month. The first time I did it, I was still paying for a cell phone that wasn't even mine anymore. It was like $150 a month. And it was because I'd never done a hardcore audit of my finances. And that was a huge mistake. My big bugaboo is restaurants and going out and having drinks with my friends. So one of the things that I immediately implemented, because I needed to get that fun entertainment part of my life kind of under control, that was just too big of a piece of my budget pie to be dealing with every month. So I got really clear about what my absolute necessary expenses were every month. That dollar amount that I have to make every single month, no matter what, right? And then I added 25% to that. So realistically, because that's for taxes. So realistically, every single month, I know exactly what I need to bring in to pay my taxes on the money I make, that pay my bills, right? And then I just made a really simple spreadsheet for everything else. Every dollar that comes in that's in excess of those bills goes into some very specific buckets, right? 25% of all of it goes towards my taxes. I got in trouble with the tax man in 2015, and I don't ever want that to happen again.
2015, I had a month, can't remember if it was March or May, where I closed the biggest deal still to date I've ever closed. And I had a couple other deals closed. And I think in the span of that month, I had somewhere between like $102,000 and $110,000 in commissions come into my bank account. And I will tell you, I've never had that much money at any one time. And I think up to that point, hadn't even made that much in an entire year before. I also was not smart enough to recognize the implications of not paying Uncle Sam. And I didn't pay a single penny in taxes on the money I made that month. And 25% of that's about 30 grand, and it gets you in trouble really, really fast. I just assure you do not want to get sideways with the tax man like I did. So
when we talk about the leftover money you have, it really just goes into some specific buckets. So mine goes into a security fund right now. I wanted to get 6 months to a year worth of my expenses on the side. So until I've reached that number, I continue to put 40% of my excess earnings every month in that. I also take 30% and put it into future investments. Right now I'm doing some debt pay down. So I've got a special bucket where I put another 20%. I think that leaves us, that's right, yeah, we're at 90% right now. Gotta do fraction math. We put that 20% into the debt pay down bucket so I can continue to knock that debt out. And then there's 10% left over that is now the fun bucket, right? So if I wanna have more fun experiences, I have to make more money to increase that extra 10%.
One of the greatest things I heard when somebody was like, here's the 4 things you can do to like increase your net worth. 2 of them were things I could immediately control, because one of them is increase the amount of money you make. Well, I have direct control over that by my lead generation efforts, whatever I do to bring in business. And the second one is decrease your spending, right? The other 2 come with the first 2. Increase my amount in my savings account and increase my investment returns.
The idea is to come up with buckets for your life that allow you to have the life that you want to have and also start to increase your wealth. Otherwise, you're going to be 60 years old and that guy inside of you is begging for you to do the right thing. And you're going to spend all of his money right now. And he's going to be super, super sad that he's going to have to go out and work until he's 70 or 80 because 42-year-old Matt didn't have enough self-control to understand that saving money now was going to be better for him in the future.
I'm talking about like, why do I want to have like wealth? So a huge part of it is legacy building, right? I also don't really think that's enough to get you up every single morning and make you go to work, at least not for me. I just don't care about money that much to grind that hard for it. But what I do really care about and what really fuels me is just having experiences with the people I love. So the ability to go on a nice vacation, the ability to go out to a nice dinner, that's the reason that I want to have money. I want to enjoy it with other people. And so I had to get really clear about the things that fueled it, because getting up and going to work just to make money is not exciting for me at all. So as you start this journey towards building wealth and understanding your finances, also get really clear on why you're doing it. Because if you have a really huge why around why that money matters and what you're going to do with it, it's going to make it a lot easier for you in those tough times to get up and still go do the action that you don't want to do, because it's going to give you the life that you want to have. And I think that's one of the biggest pieces of advice, if you can take anything away from this video, is get super clear about why you even want this in the first place. Because if you're not, I just don't think you're going to care enough about working hard when you need to. So that's all I know about that.